Expensive fragrances that I absolutely think are full bottle worthy. There are a lot of niche fragrances out there for you guys to research and learn about, and it might be quite scary pulling the trigger on that kind of price tag for a lot of these fragrances. So that is why it's my responsibility as a reviewer to try and whittle down some fragrances that I think give you excellent value for money and makes sense to spend a price tag on. There are some niche fragrances like Parfum de Marly Sedley or La Fiestre by Bond No. 9 that actually a lot of people might say they're not worth the price. So I'm kind of giving you fragrances that are niche, that have a higher price tag, but are absolutely excellent in the amount of wearability they give you, the amounts of luxury feeling they give you as well, how expensive they smell. They kind of need to make sense that the price tag they have is there, needs to be justified. I have 8 fragrances for you guys today, some designer, some niche, mostly niche, and hopefully this video helps you out. Okay, the first fragrance on the list, and it's the only designer, is going to be Dior Sauvage Elixir. Even though I don't really like this fragrance and I've always hated on it, I've said this is a headache in a bottle, I do think it's absolutely niche quality for a designer price tag. But it is an expensive designer fragrance, one of the most expensive ones out there, so it kind of makes sense. It needs to really justify its price tag. I think it's worth it though, because it does smell niche. It smells like it has expensive quality ingredients. It has great performance as well. Kind of everything you want from a fragrance. It might not have the best wearability in terms of seasons, but it smells luxurious. I think whether or not you like it is going to be a point of contention, but I do not think it is overpriced as a fragrance at all. And that is why, if you guys are on the fence about it, I say get it. It smells like its price tag. I think Dior can justify it, and I think the price tag does make sense. Next up, we have Xerjoff's 40 Knots. So most often you can find this fragrance for £150. And in my opinion, this could easily be a £200 fragrance. It is luxurious aquatic summer perfumery. It's very rare to find this in general in the market, but 40 Knots does it beautifully. It's ambery, salty, masculine, and an extremely versatile and great performing aquatic fragrance. For £150, I think this is such an excellent value for money niche fragrance. I really do think that price tag is just excellent. 12 hours longevity with a medium to loud projection. 2 sprays of this is all you need. So even if you're getting a 50 ml, this is going to last you a very long time. 32% of people who watch School of Scent are subscribed to us. If you guys want to see our channel grow, to really help us out, click subscribe. Let's get that number to 40%. Thank you. Terence Hughes Hard Candy. So Terence Hughes is one of the big creative minds in the industry right now. He's getting a lot of hype. His brand is getting a lot of momentum, and rightfully so. He has very creative and very honest, ethical perfumery that really uses the best quality ingredients out there. He's very transparent about what he uses, and he has really interesting ideas. He definitely has his own style. Yeah, Aaron has this very dark oud-based focused perfumery. He likes to use a little rose in his perfumery. I would say Hard Candy is an excellent fragrance to introduce yourself into Terence Hughes. It is a little bit more pricey, yes, but you're getting real oud in here and a very mass appealing as well as a very versatile fragrance DNA. It's fruity, sweet, musky, but balanced from the fresh citrus perfumery here as well. I think Hard Candy is one of his best creations. I've tried a lot of his stuff out. It's still one of my favorites to this day. So if you want something that smells expensive but is still really easy to love, mass appealing, then Hard Candy will do it for you. I think this will get you a lot of compliments as well. 12 hours longevity with a medium to loud projection as well. Parfum de Marly's Layton. I don't know if the camera shows it, the blue color properly or not. A lot of you guys think I'm holding Herod or something right now. I promise you I'm holding Layton. I wore this yesterday and it got me a compliment straight away when I met people whilst wearing it. I think this is a gorgeous fragrance still to this day. It might seem a little bit basic at this point because everyone and their dog kind of talks about Layton or owns it. But I definitely think Layton's easily worth the price tag. It's one of the best fragrances to introduce yourself into niche in general. It gets you into Parfum de Marly, a great brand in general as well. It has great mass appeal, great quality perfumery, still really unique compared to designer perfumery as well. It smells expensive, it lasts a long time. Well, my bottle does at least 14 hours for me, but I think modern variations from what I tested still seem pretty good as well in terms of longevity. So I think it's definitely still a fragrance easily worth getting. I don't think anyone really says that Layton is overpriced. I don't think I've ever heard someone say that. I think, yes, there are clones, but you're not getting the same quality. I still think this is absolutely worth this price tag. It's very easy to love and still relatively versatile also. Zaharoff's signature Poron. This is a really underrated brand in general. Zaharoff is really good. They've done some very good fragrances from what I've tried from them so far. Very interesting, cool presentation, and really cool, interesting ideas as well. That's what I like about artisanal or lesser known brands in general. They go for more interesting, creative, risk-taking ideas, which Zaharoff did straight away with their first modern release with signature Poron. It's lavender clean barbershop perfumery with this Middle Eastern oud. There's amber in here as well. It's sort of like Western perfumery meets Middle Eastern perfumery. It's a very beautiful balance, but unique signature DNA that's very creative in general, and lasts a long time as well, around 12 hours. So this is definitely a mature man's elegant, creative, sexy signature fragrance. I think the name is very apt. So I think a lot of people sleep on this brand in general. I think this is just a very safe, mass appealing scent to get into for this brand as well. As your first fragrance from Zaharoff, I think you should go for signature Poron. Amouage Interlude Black Iris. I had to mention Interlude Black Iris again because I think right now you can get it for like £200, which is just insane. I remember back in the day, it used to be like a £300 fragrance and it made sense. I think honestly, it's worth £300 as well, actually, but for £200, you're getting some of the best perfumery in the world for a very reasonable price. I think it's a very good price for what you're getting. The best blend, the best ingredients, extremely intense. It just smells like money. When you go to a brand like Amouage, you want to smell like luxury. You want to smell extremely Middle Eastern because that's what the brand's appeal is. It's from Oman. You want something like this when you're buying a fragrance like Amouage Interlude Black Iris. Ambery, dark, smoky, extremely expensive perfumery. This smells like money. There's no way you can say this is overpriced. If you're getting it for £200, that's an absolute bargain. So go look at your local discounters, see if it's there, and get yourself a bottle because I think this is beautiful. This is a 10 out of 10 for cold weather perfumery. Xerjoff Alexandria II. So this is a very expensive fragrance. I think around £250. And why am I saying it's worth it? Well, because really, this is a DNA that is classical, rose and oud. This is a match made in heaven. Many perfumes use it. Many cheaper, more synthetic fragrances use this combination. And sometimes when you're going for a combination like this, you're aiming for luxury, you're aiming for money, and you want the best of the best. You kind of want something like Alexandria II. Some people, when they're going for rose and oud, because they just want like the most natural, expensive perfumery. This is like fuzzy, spicy, warm, very excellent, highly expensive smelling, woody molecules in here, mixed with oud. Very realistic. It's definitely real oud to my nose, but it smells extremely luxurious. It smells like its price tag, and it's just lasts around 24 hours as well, which is just very, very intense, and it's apt for this price tag. You're kind of getting everything you're expecting from a price tag like this, and I think it just matches all those tick boxes you're looking for. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I just think in the industry, in any industry, you can up the price tag of anything if you go more intense with the ingredients you're using. There's not really any limits, and I kind of feel like Alexandria II is just pushing those limits, and I think it matches them. So I think it is an expensive, luxurious man's signature. You can wear pretty much all year round, apart from maybe the summertime. 24 hours longevity. Yeah, it smells beautiful. It's one of the best fragrances I've ever smelled in my life. And lastly, Trouble in Paradise by Memoirs of a Perfume Collector. Another really underrated brand. They're doing really great stuff. A lot of oud in their fragrances as well, but then they put on top of this oud really creative stuff. So while Alexandria II might be very classical, this is more unique. This is liqueur notes mixed with caramel, mixed with the mango, mixed with that oud, and there's some musky notes in here as well. That's very creative. I think this is one of the most creative fragrances I own in my collection. Trouble in Paradise is so sexy. It's an incredibly sexy mango-based fragrance, and I really respect that as a man who loves mango perfumery himself. I mean, we made Mr. Maritime, that's a mango fragrance also. And I just think this is one of the best summer fragrances out there. It's very tropical, but it has some warmth, some depth, some amberiness in here that makes it usable both in the springtime and in the autumn time as well. So you're getting, again, excellent value for money. You're getting extremely creative, natural, real oud perfumery that's only, what, £150 again as well. It's one of the best tropical fragrances out there. If you're still going for things like Virgin Island water, I mean, it's a different kind of fragrance, it's completely different, but this, I think this easily beats it personally. I would thoroughly recommend this over something like Virgin Island water personally. And I get around 8 to 10 hours longevity with a medium projection and gets excellent reactions from people I've shown this to so far. And that concludes this video, guys. I think I've used some fairly expensive fragrances in this list to try and maybe give you guys more confidence in at least maybe sampling them. You don't have to go full bottle blind buying straight away necessarily, but hopefully I've made a good case for each of these fragrances as to why I think their high price tags are justified. Not everything in this world can be made affordable. Generally, you do get what you pay for, and I think there is a place for more expensive, luxurious niche perfumery out there. What do you guys think? Do you think these fragrances are worth it or not? Or what do you think some fragrances in your collection that are expensive, are they worth it as well? Like, which fragrances would you say are just worth that higher price tag in general? It's more like money, let's say. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to check out our previous video on expensive fragrances. Thank you for watching, guys. See you in the next one. Bye.